What's up, guys? This is MMA Logic here with your UFC 328 predictions. We got Chimaev versus Strickland. It's going to be a banger. It's going to be a banger. And I know bangers whenever I see them. For a stat card, top to bottom, we got some good fights even on the prelims. But these are the predictions and picks from me. MMA Logic. Stick to these picks. They'll probably win a lot of money. First YouTube video, we'll see how it works. But we're going to jump in right into this first card with Ochoa versus Carpenter. I'm going to go with Ochoa here. It seems like he's got better technique, more grit overall. I definitely favor them over the two. They're both, flyweight 8-2. Go both coming off losses. But Jose Ochoa is a slight favorite here. So I'm going to go with Ochoa, probably by unanimous decision. Probably going to be a pretty boring fight. We'll see some good skills on display. And moving on to the next fight, we got Chimaev versus Santos. Chimaev, this is a gimme pick. He's undefeated prospect in the middleweight division. He's 11-0. They're both coming off wins. Santos isn't a pushover per se, but it's a good test for Chimaev. It could step up. He'll probably get a second or third round finish if I had to guess or predict, for that matter. Big reach advantage as well. I just see him winning this fight via domination, probably first or second round now that I'm rethinking it here. Pat Sabatini versus William Gomez. Gomez is pretty mid. Sabatini's a little bit above him as far as technique and skill goes. I see Sabatini winning this pretty easily with his wrestling. He's got really good wrestling. He's got that. Look at that height advantage. I didn't realize Gomez is going in with that kind of height advantage. But he's going to be a featherweight, stocky Volkanovski type build, taking on Gomez. He'll probably take him down. I see 29-28. He'll probably win the second and third round. Gomez will probably feel him out on the feet or something like that in the first round. But I'm gonna take Sabatini on this one by unanimous decision. Roman Kopylov versus Marco Tulio. This is actually a really, really good fight for an early prelim fight. This is going to be a good stand-up fight. Tulio is slight favorite here as well, which is surprising considering how good Roman Kopylov is. But Roman Kopylov's got that quit in him, like straight up. You know what I mean? They're both coming off losses here, but one's coming off the Costa loss. Let me double check. I think Kopylov's coming off the Costa loss, which in perspective, whenever you look at what Costa's going on to do it. No, yeah, that's right. He got UD'd by Gregory Rodriguez. I forgot about that one. But Gregory Rodriguez is not the worst person to lose to, honestly. And that fight just happened, too. I completely forgot about it. But Rodriguez is not the worst person to lose to. But I see Tulio being a step above him here. I think he's got more toughness, more grit. I think he can match Kopylov on the feet, and I think his kicks might be there, and I don't think Kopylov's going to be ready for the level of stand-up, unless he's improved, you know what I mean? He's been facing Costa and then Gregory Rodriguez, some of the most dangerous middleweights, and didn't get finished. Dude, Kopylov might be a sleeper pick here. This is a good fight, looking at it, because both guys are pretty well-skilled in the middleweight division. Moving on, Jared Gordon versus, I'm gonna take Kopylov by UD, a close UD here. Get an underdog pick going. But Jared Gordon versus Jim Miller. People overrate Jared Gordon because he took Patty to like a really close fight and arguably won that fight. It is what it is. But Patty was severely injured in that fight, and he still couldn't finish him. And I think people heavily overrate Jared Gordon for this reason. This being said, Jim Miller's damn near 50 years old at this point. He's crafty. It's just going to be a physicality mog thing. I don't think Jared Gordon could finish him, but I think if he can get the boxing going on the feet, which I could see happening, wow, those are huge odds. The odds should not be that big for this. I really don't think Jared Gordon's all that good. I think he'll go to decision. I think Jim Miller could finish him on the ground, but Jared Gordon via UD is the way to go. These odds should not be that big, straight up. What's Jim? Let me look at Jim Miller's record again. See. Is he coming off like a loss streak or something? No, he just lost to Chase Hooper, which aged kind of poorly considering Chase Hooper's getting slimed out recently. But he's a win one, lose one kind of guy, and I feel like Jim Miller is going to come out there and fight Jared Gordon pretty well, all things considered. But I think Jared Gordon is more closer to his prime and will probably out-tough Jim Miller and probably be way bigger than him as well. I mean, like, look at their physiques, you know what I mean? Granted, you can't always judge off that, but I just think Jared Gordon's going to be more physical and box him up and get to the close decision. This, I don't know why Rebecca is the underdog in this. All things considered, Grant Dawson literally got knocked out by a fucking jab from Bobby Green. And there might be both coming off losses, but Rebecca comes to scrap. And when he scraps with Grant Dawson, he's got the wrestling to counteract him. I see Rebecca winning this. Probably second round finish. Maybe third round finish. I just don't see a world where Grant Dawson out wrestles. Grant Dawson is good, but he just doesn't have a chin, and Rebecca's good too. And Rebecca knows how to scrap, and he's taken Oral by. He beat Oral by. Think about how good that win has aged to where he beat Oral by. I just don't see Rebecca losing this to Grant Dawson. Rebecca via either third round finish or decision. This is a banger, and I know bangers. This is the main. Oh, this is still prelims. Okay. Yoel Alvarez, skill upon skill, looked good in his last fight out. Goes against number 14 in the welterweight division, Amazov. I haven't heard much about this guy. I know he's good. He's 29-1, but I think Yoel Alvarez is going to show him skills on the feet. I think he's going to outpace him. I think his jits is going to be good enough to counteract, and I think he's going to be able to find his way back up. I see this being a close fight, probably. I see Yoel taking the first round, Mazov going off on the second round to go grapple, and the third round is going to be a tough fight. I think it's going to come down to a very close decision, but I'm picking Yoel Alvarez to outskill him here. But this is also a very good, this is a hardcore fight, if you know it. Sacrificial Lamb fight, not much need to talk about this. Gautier is probably going to slime him out in the first round. R.I.P. Ozzy Diaz. King Green versus Jeremy Stevens, a hood classic, as the boys would call this one. King Green is going to box him up on the feet, probably knock him out in the second or third round. Jeremy Stevens is so washed, I don't even know why he's fighting anymore. He's about to break even on his damn record, you know what I mean? Bobby Green's coming off momentum, too. Momentum Bobby Green is kind of dangerous. He did miss weight here. That's actually crazy. I just noticed that he missed weight. Fucking Bobby Green. Bobby Green's going to piece him up on the feet here. Jeremy Stevens needs to take him down if he wants a chance of winning this fight, but I just don't see Jeremy Stevens winning this under any circumstance. Jeremy Stevens could wrestle. Maybe he could hit him with some thudding power and sleep Green, but Green's going to be too fast. He's going to be waiting for that. And I think he just washes up people like this. Green's sharper than Stevens is now. And I think he'll just box him up. Straight up. Brady versus Buckley is actually a very interesting one I want to talk about. The question with this one comes down to, is Buckley improved enough? Dude, look how fucking big Buckley is, dude. What the shit? Look at their builds, you know what I mean? I know. They're the same height. I didn't even know they were the same height. I thought Buckley was like 5'8", and Brady was like 5'10", 5'11", but they're the same height. Yeah, this is tough. This is a tough one. This is kind of a pick'em fight. Let's see what the odds are. Yeah, live odds. Pretty close, but I hope Buckley gets it done. I really do. I like Buckley a lot, and I hope he gets it done, but I don't see his wrestling being, Kamaru Usman might be stuff. It's a tough, do you think Sean Brady has better wrestling or as good of wrestling as a washed Kamaru Usman? That's kind of the question there. And do you think Buckley has improved enough to where he can get up and stuff these takedowns? I think if he goes in with that low guard like Morales did and took a similar approach to Morales, even without his physicality, I mean, Brady's just not going to be able to take those shots. Brady wilts under heavy fire. I mean, he wilted under heavy fire from a striker like Bilal Muhammad, and then just also got chrome domed by Michael Morales because he mogged him so hard. I think Buckley can get this done. This might be a bad pick, but I don't care. I'm being biased on this one. I think Buckley gets this done via a close decision or third round knockout. I could see Buckley losing the whole fight, figuring something out in the third round, and finishing him. I really could. I think Buckley's got that dog in him. And I think even if Buckley loses this fight, he'll make a good comeback for himself. Volkov versus Acosta, the new gen versus the old guard. Old guard versus new guard. Costa coming off some crazy knockouts, just jabbing people up, piecing them on the feet with very, very little effort. And then we got Volkov. And old, that's not that much height difference either. I didn't know Costa was that tall, 6'4". You know, Volkov's good, man. He could take Acosta down. He can sub him. He should have won that fight against Cyril Gane. He should have been fighting Tom Aspinall. This should have been Acosta versus Gane for all I care. And I think that's a good fight too. This is a tough one here. I think Volkov's going to fight pretty intelligently here. It's just whether or not Acosta. This is a skill check for Acosta, Waldo Cortez Acosta, because if he doesn't have the proper takedown defense and proper ground game, and he just goes in trying to, you know, do Volkov like he did Derek Lewis, which I certainly hope he doesn't, because he just jabbed Lewis and he fell down. You know, what are the odds? Let's look at the odds again. I'm not basing any of my picks off the odds, but it is, like, I'm just curious. He's the favorite here, and I'm going to go with Volkov, too. Like, I just think Volkov's ground game is good enough to maybe mitigate Acosta. I hope, but heavyweights are built different. This new gen seems to be built different. Like, they know what's up. They know they can just skill diff most heavyweights. So maybe we see a Hawkett situation, a Hokit situation, where he just goes out there and pieces Volkov up. But I don't think Volkov is going to scrap like that. I think it's going to be nastier. I think it's going to be grittier. I think Acosta could seriously finish him. But I just got to go Volkov. He's the smarter pick, and I think Volkov's quite smart. And I think he's going to come out with a really good game plan against Acosta, because Acosta showed really one-dimensional stuff so far. But who knows? Maybe Acosta's good on the wrestling. Van versus TAIRA. I'm going with Volkov on that one for sure. But Van versus TAIRA here. So this is one of those fights where I think it comes down to not so much skill. I think they're so skilled, both of them, because they're both flyweight champion caliber level competition. TAIRA lost to Royval. Van pieced Royval up and won a close decision against him on the feet. So here's my thing. TAIRA might be a good wrestler, might have excellent control, and he'll probably take a few rounds off Van, but I think Van's got the toughness and grit to see it out. And I think Van is better on the feet compared to TAIRA, more so than TAIRA is capable of holding Van down for a round or finishing him on the ground compared to Van's stand-up skills. I think Van's got grit, I think he's got toughness, I think he's going to want to piece up and box him up, and I think he's going to know what's up. I think if TAIRA doesn't come out with a sharp striking plan, in case his takedowns don't work or he gets back up, which Van has great cardio, underrated cardio, I think he's going to be able to pace TAIRA, and I think he's going to win. I think he's going to win rounds 3, 4, and 5. I take that back. He's going to win rounds 2, 4, and 5 by UD. Now this one's an interesting one right here. Hamzat's almost minus 600 favorite. I didn't even see that. That's crazy. I'm going to have to get a new computer. This shit's lagging out. Strickland versus Hamzat. I mean, okay. Firstly, I just want to say I'm picking Chimaev right off the rip right now. But Strickland has a really good wrestling game. And I do think Strickland can make it competitive. And I believe in Sean Strickland. I'm from the United States of America, if you can tell by this American-ass accent. Strickland can make this work for himself. He's got Hamzat thinking emotional. Hamzat's probably going to stand with him in the first round. I totally predict and see Chimaev standing with Strickland first round because he wants to make a point to him. And if he does, I think Strickland can win the first round. I think Chimaev takes him down towards the end of the first, or maybe just straight up goes to wrestling in the second. But I see Hamzat fighting too emotional in this. I see it being a war. But I also see a future where Chimaev subs him in the third or fourth. And that's my official prediction, is that he either subs him in round 3 or round 4. But I could also see it being an absolute war, where Strickland wins like a close UD, because Hamzat's got a chin, and Strickland can't really finish people like that. It's not like he's got what does bedtime call it? Anthony Hernandez, Achilles tummy. You know what I mean? Chimaev doesn't really have weaknesses like that other than his cardio, and we've seen him We've seen his cardio improve dramatically against a DDP. This is a good card. This is a really good card. These are my predictions, though. I think Hamzat takes the 3rd or 4th round. I think Strickland can make you competitive if he keeps doing what he's doing and making Hamzat emotional, making him think, making him swing on him like he already kicked him in the press conference. Crazy ass shit. I just wanted to get these last-minute predictions out as my first YouTube video. But, yeah, this is MMA Logic. Be sure to subscribe and follow the channel, please. These are my official predictions. You guys have a lovely day. Stay safe. Toodles.